Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and the second game in week 4 of Super Rugby AU is a massive one between the Brumbies and the Reds. Before I get into the teams and that type of things, let me bore you with a bit of history or something like that, just to tell you how big this game actually is. The last 11 games these two teams have played, the home team have won, and that has dated back to 2016. And remember, the Reds have also said that they really want to have some revenge on the Brumbies after that final loss last year. So that adds a little bit of spice to this game. Both teams are undefeated this year, with the Brumbies winning 3 from 3, the Reds 2 from 2. And then if you do compare the two oppositions that they have in common, the Brumbies beat the Waratahs by 51, the Reds beat the Waratahs by 34. The Brumbies beat the Rebels by 3, and the Reds beat the Rebels by 2. So if you do look at stats like that, it's going to be a big game. If you are watching from all over the world, make sure this is the one that you are watching. If you do look at the two sides, there's just a couple of changes for both sides. In the front row, there's 2 changes for the Brumbies. They bring in Tom Ross as the prop for Alan Aotearoa, who got his red card last week. Unfortunately, that happened for him. Falau Fahinga, he is back from his injury. He'll score a couple of tries from the back of the maul. Scott Seo gets a start again. They are up against a quite formidable of a front row as well. Dane Zander, who's been doing quite well. Taniela Tupou, we know what the big man can do for the Reds all over the park as well, not just at scrum time. And then Alex Mafe, who's been in quite good form so far. But Paenga Amosa is back, so Mafe will want to show what he can do before he does lose his starting position. Blythe and Salakai Lotto is the 2 locks in this game. Salakai Lotto back from his red card from back when he was playing for the Wallabies. So that's the strongest locking partnership they can have in this game. And that's up against Swain and Neville. So 2 very good lock partnerships going up against each other. Who's going to get the upper hand at lock time? We'll have to wait and see. Blythe, he's the one guy that is very good at challenging a team at maul time, and it's going to be necessary versus the Brumbies. Then we have Angus Scott Young at number 6 continuing versus Rob Valentini. Tom Cusack getting his first start for the season and his first game as the captain of the Brumbies this week. And Fraser McWright at number 7. It's going to be a big game between these two at breakdown time. At number 8, we have Harry Wilson continuing versus Pete Samu. It's always a big game when these two go up against each other, because I think Harry Wilson kind of has a target on Samu's back just to show that he is the better number 8 between the two. Nick White versus McDermott, same kind of story between these two, because if you do look at them, they do compete for Wallaby jersey. Nick White probably being the preferred one there, but McDermott is trying to stake his claim there as well. Then you get another Wallaby battle in James O'Connor versus Lolosio, veteran of James O'Connor, really doing his thing so far for the Reds, the captain for them this year as well, in great form for them, versus Lolosio, the prodigy, just also playing well, good off of the tee as well. He's going to want to challenge the veteran in James O'Connor as well. You see where I'm going with this? It's just a lot of battles all over the park. Paisami, who played a couple of games at number 12 for the Wallabies last season. That was a great move, actually. He's up against Simone, who played a couple of games at 12 for the Wallabies last year as well. Pataya, Ikitau, same kind of story. Both of them gunning for Wallabies number 13 jersey. Pataya, Paisami, that's a big combination in my opinion, because they played together at the Wallabies in that setup of 12-13, but they haven't played in the Reds like that a lot. And it really worked for the Wallabies, and I want to see it happening a bit more. Hunter Paisami being that direct kind of player, pulling defenders in, also a very hard tackler as well. Pataya being a guy with more flair, getting a couple of flicks through as well. He's a bit quicker as well. Then we get out wide. Vunivalo up against Muriad, also a big battle. Vunivalo getting his first start. We saw that he almost scored with his first touch of a rugby union ball. Then Muriad, he's had a good season so far as well, but not as good as Mac Hansen, who's just scoring every time he gets. Daigunu, hard guy to get down at tackling time. Jock Campbell at number 15 versus the Wallabies number 15, Tom Banks. you understand there's a lot of wallabies just all over the park. Then we get to the two benches. Painga Mosa, like I said, he's back from his injury. He's going to want to get his starting jersey back again, up against Glenorgan. The two front rows, not very popular names with Lloyd and Hulse, and then Rupert and Nongor going up against them. For the two second rows, it's Frost and Ryan Smith. Seru Uru can also cover there as well. Jerome Brown is on the bench. He's been quite good so far. But the guy to look out for the Brumbies, Ryan Lenorgan, the scrum half replacement in the jersey 21, who won the game for them at the end last week against the Rebels. He's a guy to look out for with that big boot of his. Moses Sorovi, Bryce Haggerty, and then Josh Fluke also back from his injury. The teenager Pesitoa, and then Fines is also on the bench. Guys, this is such a tough game to call because you can see there's big battles all over the park. It's just difficult to call which battle is the biggest. But if you have to go down to history with just the last 11 games since 2016 being down to the home side winning it, you'll probably have to back the Brumbies again. The Reds, you know they are up for it. They can win it easily here. I think it's going to be very close. Brumbies by 2 points. Let me know your prediction down in the comments below. Also, check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel. And then enjoy the rugby this weekend. Cheers.